got a chance to move to Switzerland. Clarity in vision is very, very important.
How was your time in Switzerland?
830 means 829 for me. And that's how KIIT Technology Business Incubator started in KIIT. India is one of the largest incubator. It's because KIIT has built a platform.
So what was the turning point of your life?
Getting a call from Dr. Achyut Samantaji. देखिए mentorship तो बड़ा important होता है. I believe in creating teams. Your team building capabilities, your communication skills, your pitching skills, developing the solutions, and you don't know who are your clients. People make mistakes there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the FEDpreneur Show. This is your host, Suraj Nayak, and this podcast is all about exploring the minds of innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders who are shaping the future. And today, we are joined by a truly distinguished leader who has played an instrumental role in shaping one of India's most dynamic research and innovation ecosystems. Someone whose vision has strengthened institutions, empowered startups, and advanced scientific progress across the region. Dr. Mrutyunjay Suar, Chairman of Bhubaneswar City Innovation and Knowledge Cluster, Director General of Industry Institute Innovation Interface at KIIT University, and CEO of KIIT Technology Business Incubator, and notably a globally recognized researcher featured in the world's top 2% scientist list. Sir, we are absolutely thrilled to have you on the FEDpreneur Show. Welcome, sir.
So before we get into deeper themes, I'd love to know about your journey. So how did all of this begin?
See, I was doing my PhD in Delhi University way back in 1999, and under Indo-Swiss collaboration in biotechnology. And then I got a chance to move to Switzerland to do a 6 months program during PhD. And there I met many people there, but I had always intention to come back to Odisha because I am from Odisha. I always wanted to contribute for the state of Odisha. I got good experience there. I also been mentored by 2 Nobel Prize winners in Switzerland, and that's why I thought, when I can go back to Odisha. So when I talked to people, when I went to Switzerland, then I came back, finished my PhD from Delhi University. Then I again went back to Switzerland to do my postdoc. So what happened? In these 4.5 years of my postdoc, I learned that what I can bring back from Switzerland to Odisha with my mindset. Now, why I'm saying this is very important because clarity in vision is very, very important. So I had a lot of clarity at that time to what I need to do after I finish my postdoc. I never wanted to be a classical faculty. And that's how I got the offer from KIIT University, and then I came here and started building up School of Biotechnology in KIIT University. And beyond that, I had a lot of experience or exposure in Switzerland, Germany, and other countries of Europe to set up incubation ecosystem. And that's how it started. And I came back here, try to bring back the best practices of Europe in incubation to Odisha. And that's how KIIT Technology Business Incubator started in KIIT. And this is now, just for information, this is now India's one of the largest incubator. I'm proudly saying this because KIIT has built a platform. So this is how all started.
Right, so your journey has been truly fascinating. How was your time in Switzerland?
So Switzerland was, as you know, this is, people say, the dream place for many, including students, faculties, and others, the intellectual world. Not for tourism, but I take it as a tourism for intellectual development. So the time was great because Switzerland, where I worked, is ETH Zurich, which is one of the world's best institution, probably globally ranked today 9th or 10th globally. And when I landed there, I was quite new to the culture. And but I was really committed to learn the best practices and bring back to my state. So the Swiss stay was mostly, always in ETH I go, the laboratory starts at 8:30 a.m. So you have to be very, very punctual. If you are at 8:32, I think people don't look at you in a good face. So I learned in Switzerland how to be so punctual and on time. So 8:30 means 8:29 for me. So 1 minute the buses, they go. They'll never wait for you, the train or the tram. So you have to be on time. So I learned how to be on time, and that's what today I'm so popular, that any program happens, meeting happens, I reach before time, and also I run the program on time. And that's very unusual in Indian continent. So that is one. And the best part was in Switzerland, talking to Nobel Prize winners, big professors, the corporate heads, the Novartis and all. It was a dream coming true for me. And always I have been surrounded by the people, those who are creative in nature. They are not very classical faculties that they all only teach in the classes. So research, innovations, academics was very strong in Switzerland, which I learned. And the best part was, promoting the culture of Odisha. You'll be very happy to know, when I was in Switzerland, I used to bring Nobel Prize winners, sit on floor, and eating the dishes of Odisha, like what we eat called dalma, dahi and all. They have been all eating on floor. Imagine if you bring culture and science together, I think you can do great things. That's what I learned in Switzerland. Then not to do only science, but also to bring culture in the front. And that was quite interesting in my life. I learned a lot of things in Switzerland: academics, research, innovation, beyond time, targets, timeline, deliverables, and you work from morning to evening full force. Don't get distracted. Unlike here, many people, we always go for tea for 4 times, 5 times, waste our time. But there we work hard and also we enjoy life. That's what I learned in Switzerland, and that's what I'm continuing here in Odisha in the Indian way. That's what I think I'm very satisfied here.
Sir, so what was the turning point of your life? Like, when things truly shifted for you?
To be very honest, as I said, I was in Switzerland. I always wanted to be back in Odisha because this is what I approached here, one of the university, public university, and I told them even I don't need any salary, but I need a platform. But the biggest turning point for me was getting a call from Dr. Achyut Samantaji, the founder of KIIT and KIIT, way back in 2006. And I was just working in the laboratory, in a mouse laboratory where you cannot pick up phone calls. Then, when I went up to my lab, I looked at my mobile, I saw a call coming from India. I started calling back, and then it was a surprise for me that Dr. Samantha has called me. And that time I was 32 years old. And I said, what you need, sir? Then I didn't know that he is the founder of KIIT and KIIT that time because I was very young. I was not very exposed to this ecosystem here. But then when I discussed with him, he gave me a bigger vision. He said, what do you want? I said, I want to be back. Now, why don't you join the director of School of Biotech at KIIT? I said, I am a 32 years old boy, not even a man. And I can be a faculty. He said, no, I love the young blood, enterprising mind. And today I feel after 2007 I joined KIIT until today, 18 years of my experience, that was the biggest turning point. Although even I was supported by, I think, a couple of Nobel Prize winners and big leaders in science of the globe, but that was the biggest turning point because coming back to Odisha was original mind. And when he gave me a call, offered me to set up School of Biotech, that was the biggest turning point. And today I could feel that is the one.
सर, जैसे मैं 19 साल का हूँ एंड आपका एक्सपीरियंस 19 साल से ज़्यादा का है, सो आई पर्सनली बिलीव कि अ मेंटर प्लेज अ वाइटल रोल इन anyone's journey, especially in science and innovation. So was there somebody you looked up to or admired and somebody contributed to your journey?
Oh yes, I think देखिए मेंटरशिप तो बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट होता है. मैं आज जो भी बोल रहा हूँ किसी ने तो मुझे मेंटर किया है, which I'll tell you, अभी बताऊँगा मैं आपको, क्योंकि ये इसी में ही आई थिंक आपका फ्यूचर बनता है. अगर मैं 2-3 लोगों का बात उस टाइम में नहीं सुना होता या नहीं माना होता, नहीं फॉलो किया होता, मैं आज यहीं पे नहीं होता. तो पहला बंदा है वहाँ पे प्रोफेसर हंस हेंगार्टनर, वो भी किट में आए थे एंड वो मेरे गॉड फादर है. हंस हेंगार्टनर बहुत बड़े हस्ती हैं साइंस के, टेक्नोलॉजी के, इनोवेशंस में, आप उनको गूगल कर सकते हैं. और उनका जो दोस्त थे रॉब जिंगर, उनको नोबेल प्राइज़ मिला है. हंस ने मुझे बताया एक चीज़ कि भाई देखो, आप इंडिया के हो, स्विट्ज़रलैंड में काम कर रहे हो, बड़ी अच्छी चीज़ है, लेकिन आप अगर इंडिया जाना चाहते हो तो मैं आपको बड़ा हेल्प करूँगा. तो उन्होंने मुझे बड़े सारे ज्ञान दिए कि भाई जाके क्या कर सकते हैं, कैसे आप इंटरनेशनली कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. तो वो जो मुझे उस टाइम मेंटरिंग किया कि भाई आप बाकी देशों में मत जाओ, आप 4 साल 5 साल स्विट्ज़रलैंड में सीख लिया है, अभी आपका टाइम है आपको गो बैक टू कंट्रीब्यूट आपके स्टेट में और कंट्री में जाके. तो वो एक बड़े मेंटरशिप है. उन्हें हमेशा, अभी भी मैं उनसे बात करता हूँ, परसों ही बात किया था. ऐसे हमारे और एक हैं जैसे मिस्टर HK मित्तल हैं. जब मैं इंडिया में आया, फिर मैं यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में गया, फिर HK मित्तल जी हैं जो कि एक DST के एडवाइज़र थे, सेक्रेटरी DDB में थे. तो मैं उनको मिला, उनके भी बड़े सारे दोस्त हैं गवर्नमेंट में, तो मैं उनसे भी मिला. तो उन्होंने बताया कि भाई देखो, अगर आप इंक्यूबेशन इकोसिस्टम शुरू करना चाहते हो उड़ीसा में, बड़ी अच्छी बात है, लेकिन उड़ीसा के लोग इतने एंटरप्राइजिंग नहीं होते हैं, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट हम तो जानते हैं हम लोग क्या करते हैं. लेकिन उन्होंने एक हौसला दिया कि भाई अगर आप करना चाहते हो कुछ अच्छा तो फंडिंग की कमी नहीं होगी। तो उन्होंने बोला कि आप इंक्यूबेशन में ज़्यादा ध्यान दो अपार्ट फ्रॉम एकेडमिक्स में। तो हमने इसीलिए वो एक बंदे जो मुझे मेंटरशिप किए आज तक करते हैं अभी जो मुझे इतना अच्छा लगता है कि कोई पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट नहीं है जो मुझे आज मेंटरिंग किए हैं हंस एंड गार्टनर जी एंड एच के मित्तल जी। मैं आज यहाँ पे पहुँचा हूँ इन रिसर्च एंड इनोवेशन में। और एक हमारे जो फाउंडर सर हैं सामंता जी जो कि हमेशा बोलते हैं, जब भी डे 1 में मिला उनको स्विट्ज़रलैंड में जब वो आए थे हमारे यहाँ पे स्विट्ज़रलैंड में, तो उन्होंने एक चीज़ बोला था, अभी वो भी यंग थे। तो उतरे फ्लाइट से आए फिर ट्रेन से उतरे और मैं देखा उनका दिसंबर महीने में आए हैं पूरा विदाउट प्रिपरेशन। स्विट्ज़रलैंड बड़ा ठंडी होता है, आपको पता होगा। तो वो आए फिर बोले मैं तो उम्मीद लेके आया हूँ हम ऐसे ऐसे करेंगे। तो उन्होंने प्लान कर चुके थे। वो बोले एक चीज़ है कि ड्रीमिंग बिग इज़ अलाउड। इट मीन्स लोग आपको नहीं सोचने के लिए मजबूर कर देते हैं। यहाँ पे वो बोलते थे कि भाई आप बड़ा सोचो, छोटा मत सोचो कि 2 कमरे 2 चीज़ों। तो ये जो तीनों लोग हैं फ्रॉम डाइवर्सिफाइड बैकग्राउंड जो मुझे मेंटरिंग किए, इनोवेशंस, रिसर्च, देन व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इन किट इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ सामंता जी's सपोर्ट। ये तीनों बड़े मेंटरशिप आए थे। और इसके अलावा बाकी जो मेरे पीएचडी बॉस हैं प्रोफेसर रूपलाल जी, अभी भी मैं उनके साथ टच में हूँ। तो मुझे अब हमेशा बोलते हैं कि ग्राउंडेड रहो, सिंपल हम्बल ग्राउंडेड, जो सामंता जी बोलते हैं। तो ये 4 लोग जो है अपार्ट फ्रॉम माय फादर इवन माय फैमिली मेम्बर्स, माय ब्रदर, ये बड़े लोग मेरे मेंटर्स रहे अभी तक। और मैं मेंटरशिप पर ज़्यादा फोकस करता हूँ बिकॉज जब भी मुझे कुछ होता है तो आई ऑलवेज गो टू सम ऑफ दिस मेंटर एंड जस्ट टॉक टू देम। And when I discuss with them in open mind, I learn a lot of things. So mentorship is very, very important. That's my suggestion to you, to all the young generation. You must have some great mentors, and because of them, you can do bigger things.
Clearly, mentorship plays a vital role in anyone's journey. So, coming from your journey to your scientific work, what part of your research and scientific work feels the most rewarding to you?
देखिए रिसर्च तो जो अभी जो मैं करता हूँ टुडे ऑल्सो व्हाट आई डू इन रिसर्च इनोवेशन ऑल आर ड्रिवन बाय साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी। तो मैं जब स्विट्ज़रलैंड गया तो यहाँ पे जो इंडिया में था आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन ए बैक्टीरिया जो कि क्या करते हैं आप लोग जानते होंगे। जो फार्मर्स फील्ड में आप डालते हैं कुछ कुछ पेस्टिसाइड्स जो कि प्रोडक्शन को बढ़ाने के लिए कई इंसेक्ट को रोकेगा वो, लेकिन उसके बाद उसका इफेक्ट जो होता है सॉइल में ह्यूमन के लिए बड़ा ख़राब होता है। सो यू नीड टू बायोरिमीडिएट देम। सो हमने एक बैक्टीरिया निकाला था उस टाइम में स्पिंगोमोनास बोल के, जो ये इनको खा लेता है और इनको खा के इसको डिटॉक्सिफाई करता है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड वाटर में। तो ये बड़ा टेक्नोलॉजी वहाँ पे बनना जो पीएचडी के टाइम में। तो आई वाज ऑलवेज इंटरेस्टेड इन टू बिल्ड टेक्नोलॉजी, नॉट ओनली डूइंग साइंस पब्लिशिंग पेपर। उसके बाद फिर मैं स्विट्ज़रलैंड में गया तो जब वहाँ पे मैंने काम शुरू किया कि म्यूकोसल वैक्सीन, जो गट में इन्फेक्शन होता है आपके स्टोमक में गट में होता है जो बैक्टीरिया करता है साल्मोनेला के ऊपर। सो आई स्टार्टेड डेवलपिंग ए वैक्सीन कैंडिडेट जो मैं यहाँ पे आने के बाद भी किट में शुरू किया। मेरे बहुत बड़ा ग्रुप है, रिसर्च ग्रुप है। सो दैट इज़ व्हाट आई हैव बीन डूइंग। आई लव टू डू साइंस विच हैज़ गॉट सम मीनिंगफुल आउटकम्स। सो दीज 2 एरियाज आर वेरी क्लोज टू माई हार्ट विच इज़ मॉलिक्यूलर माइक्रोबायोलॉजी साल्मोनेला, और एक जो मैं बताया आपको कि जो पेस्टिसाइड्स वाला, ये दोनों हमारे लिए बड़े बड़े इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ें हैं।
That is amazing, sir. So, what drives your scientific curiosity even today?
देखिए if I consider myself a scientist or academician or a innovation enabler, science is my backbone. And if you are not curious, creative mindset, I think you will be very, very generic in nature. So मैं अपने दोस्त को देखता हूँ, सीनियर्स को, प्रोफेसर देखता हूँ, पीपल बिकम वेरी वेरी जेनेरिक क्लासिकल। तो मुझे क्या ड्राइव करता है जब आप इनोवेट करते हैं कुछ माइंड्स को आगे लेके जाते हैं, उसका मेरे पास पाथ बिल्डिंग एक्सरसाइज होता है कि मेरे कुछ आइडिया आया या किसी का कुछ आइडियाज़ आया, हाउ कैन आई टेक इट फर्दर। तो उसके लिए हम जो पाथ बिल्डिंग करते थे मुझे पता है कि इसके बाद कहाँ लेके जा सकते हैं। So today what drives me when these ideas, concepts, curious mindset, it goes to next level of technology development, solution creation, deployment of this technology. फिर तो आपको मज़ा आता है कि भाई जब आपका आइडियाज़ या कॉन्सेप्ट या जो माइंडसेट ऑन ग्राउंड डिप्लॉय होता है, तो ये मैं हेल्प करता हूँ लोगों को, स्टार्टअप्स को, इनोवेटर्स को, यंग लोगों को आगे लेने के लिए थ्रू आवर curious mindset and through our innovations pipeline creation. So that's what I think we are known in the country for that.
Absolutely. So, balancing between a researcher, an innovator, and a leader of such a big ecosystem, how do you balance it all?
देखिए ये तो करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि आपको डिफरेंट होना पड़ेगा। मैं जैसे बाकी लोगों को देखता हूँ, आई ऑलवेज वॉच पीपल, क्योंकि मैं ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ लोगों को भी। देखिए ये सब चीज़ें जो आप बता रहे हैं, पूछ रहे हैं आप, ये सब कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। हमेशा मैं देखा है प्रोबली क्लैरिटी एंड विजन या कॉन्सेप्ट्स लोगों में नहीं है, या एक्शन प्लान पता नहीं है क्या करेंगे कैसे करेंगे, बोलते तो हैं। तो मैं जब देखा कि एक फैकल्टी बनना, साइंटिस्ट बनना, इनोवेशन एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना, तो तीनों चीज़ एक्साइटिंग है। साइंस भी करना बड़ी अच्छी बात है, पब्लिकेशंस निकालना अच्छी बात है, पेटेंट्स फाइल करना अच्छी बात है, लेकिन सिर्फ वो करेंगे आप आगे नहीं बढ़ेंगे। आपको अच्छे पढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है, टीचर मेंटर बनना है तो वो भी करना पड़ेगा आपको। आपको स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करना है, वो भी आपको करना पड़ेगा। देन अगर आपका जो कॉन्सेप्ट अगर आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा तो फिर आपको मज़ा नहीं आएगा। इट विल, यू विल रिमेन इन द पब्लिकेशन पैटर्न्स, जो कि आजकल बोलते हैं यू पब्लिश एंड यू पेरिश। तो इसको देख के लगा कि हाउ डू यू ब्रिंग बैलेंस। सो आई बिलीव इन क्रिएटिंग टीम्स। तो जब भी मैं आज बता रहा हूँ आपके सामने, मेरे पास 110 मतलब मेरे कलीग्स जो मेरे साथ काम करते हैं इनोवेशन रिसर्च में, और 20-25 काम करते हैं। तो आई बिल्ड टीम टू बैलेंस माई इंटरेस्ट। सो रिसर्च में, इनोवेशंस में, स्टार्टअप्स में, एकेडमिक्स में, हर चीज़ों में हम अपना व्हाट कॉल इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करते हैं। और it drives me further because once you do good things, people appreciate, and you are so satisfied that what you have been thinking is done. I think that's what is more interesting part of my career so far in KIIT University.
So for today's youth, how do you explain them what is the importance of research in today's generation?
I think research is a very integral part if you really wanted to be satisfied in what you are doing, even though you are in a job. So research means it's not about only doing experiments. It's about observing, finding out problem statements, and building concepts how to solve these problem statements with an affordable, adaptable, and scalable solutions. If your mind is such analytical mind and you look at problems not as a problem but an opportunity to solve it, and by your solution if community gets benefited, then research has got meaningful. So I always appreciate, or I tell my students, faculties, my colleagues, or even startups, that you must do research for a purpose. You should not do only research for a publication. And if you are clear on that what research you are doing and what it leads to in terms of your purpose, am I developing some solutions, am I bringing impactful platform, these are very, very interesting things. So I'll suggest all of you to do research for a purpose, not only for publications or for patents. If that is clear, and you must build team and to take the research forward to see that it is grounded, it is not on self in terms of publications.
So now coming from your scientific work to a topic which inspires thousands of students and entrepreneurs, which is innovation and entrepreneurship, right? So sir, from your experience, you have worked with multiple startups, founders, entrepreneurs. Where is the real challenge? In what part of life or when doing a startup, where do founders or early stage entrepreneurs feel the most, difficult part of their journey? Could be funding, team building.
Yeah. Got your point. So just to tell you what we have done so far and what I have learned out of it. So what I'm going to tell you is my learning experience, not from any textbook. Now, when I went to Government of India, people started telling entrepreneurship built up in Odisha may be very difficult because our culture is not like that. However, places like Hyderabad, Pune, Ahmedabad is very different. But just to tell you, you have to be, in our language, you have to be a mutant. It means you behave differently. So what I went talked to, message to the students innovator, that the world of innovation is quite exciting. So what I was telling you, for example, in this sector of startups, already 490 odd startups we have supported through KIIT Technology Business Incubator, which is a center of excellence in incubation. And in these 490 startups, we have a lot of experiences learning. And this startup successful depends on the team, or the who is the champion, who is leading, and what clarity vision he has. It's not about building technology. It's about, so technology building is playing probably a 10% role, but getting into ground it closely 90%. So it needs different kind of mindset, your team building capabilities, your communication skills, your pitching skills, convincing skills, outreach skills. How do you connect people, and how do you see a bigger vision of scaling the company with affordability and adaptability concepts? So Funding, always students comes to us, faculties comes to us, talks about funding. Funding is the least priority, because if your concepts are good, there's a clarity, and you can convince with your problem statements, with the solutions, you can really reach to the national market or global market. Funding is enormous available. So funding is never a problem. Only thing what I feel, many people, because of their lack of soft skills, even people fight during setting up a company. You have not already built a company, you start fighting. It means you should have those skills not to fight. And if you start fighting, then there is already a difference started, and you don't work together. So working together is the biggest skill I feel the startups should learn today, and it should be coachable. You should learn. You should go to mentors. So many startups, they don't listen because they think what they develop is the best for the world. They don't know others have more experience than them. If they bring their experience into their development, I think their development will be quite exciting. So this is what a couple of things: team building exercise, your soft skills, and other skills of reaching out people, and build a good network of people. So, for example, you are developing a solutions and you don't know who are your clients,
Right.
then there's a problem. People make mistakes there. So these are the different skills they should learn, during the process of innovations and creation.
I think that summarizes what skills an entrepreneur needs for a long-term success. And now coming back to problems from startup, I would also like to ask KIIT TBI has supported 400 plus startups. So any one of the startups journey you'd like to share, like the problem statement and what they eventually built around?
Yeah. I think precisely we separated more than 490 startups. I'll give you two examples because they're very interesting. One, our own students of KIT, Gautam, Gaurav, and they came from electrical departments. And we're back in 2011-12 when we were learning how to set up incubation ecosystem. But they had a lot of fire in them and they wanted to solve problems. So they started with a company called Robotics Ware Private Limited with a couple of projects, and they could go up to a level, but then they understood it is not scalable. That is the biggest point. I can tell you what I said just now, that coachability. So they understood they could really stop it early, and then they started focusing on a technology platform called FAREYE, FAREYE. You must Google it, and you must be very happy today. The KIT alumni has built a company from ground, and the company is today Sunicorn. It's already 9,000 crores company, soon going to be unicorn. We must all celebrate in KIT for this. Yes. So FAREYE is a digital logistic company. I think the Flipkart, Amazon, whatever the online thing you are using today, the last mile delivery is by FAREYE, and it's our own startup company, which has now grown big. But the other one, which I'll say deep technology, because KTBI today is focusing on more deep technology startup companies. We are known in the country for that, globally. One company called EdgeRex. EdgeRex is, still they are here and doing very good. So without taking blood, you can measure hemoglobin. It's a device where you put your fingertip, 30 seconds, you get your hemoglobin, then you are going to get more other parameters. Imagine, it's purely from physics experiments, it coming from technology front. And today this is grounded, already 10,000 devices in the ground. It is going to be big in future because India needs, African continent, other developing countries needs this. So these startups, like I said, FAREYE, and this company called EdgeRex, EJDRX, and there are many more companies that are so strong in nature, in science and technology, are being nurtured by KIIT Technology Business Incubator.
I think that justifies why KIIT TBI is known as one of the biggest innovation ecosystems, and it has supported so many remarkable startups over the years. So one more questions founders and entrepreneurs face is accessing government schemes and grants is difficult. Is that true or is that a myth?
No, I think I'm also a beneficiary of that. I also look for grants. So one, I work for incubator to raise money for incubator for startups. Also, I've got my own research and other innovation activities where I need personally funding. Truly, I can tell you, sitting in KIIT University in Bhubaneswar and Odisha, not in Delhi or Mumbai, Bangalore, never faced any problem in getting government grants. Today, in innovation space, literally every ministry is providing funds. DST, which is known as the early ministry to support innovation through TBIs, Ministry of Electronics, IT, Department of Biotechnology, the institution called BIRAC, and the MATE Electronics IT, the defense, the program called IDEX program, Technical Development Board, MSMEs, you name it, Ministry of now Pharmaceutical, Textiles, every ministry is now, Ministry of Food Processing, every ministry is now supporting innovation activities, including AICT and all. Now, funding is never a problem. Today, so much of fund we have from India. This is the best place in the world now to start innovations activities. Incubator, institutions, startups, you get fellowships. You may not do PhD, you may join somewhere and you get a fellowship, innovation fellowships. You might get 30,000 rupees per month to 60,000 rupees per month. If really you want to do something great in this area, funding is never a problem. And then you have got innovation grants, 10 lakhs rupees as a student, you can get 10 lakhs. You can get 50 lakhs rupees of grant called Biotech Ignition Grant or the Prayas Grant or other grants from the other ministries. Then if you're doing good, you can get more funding from seed fund, leaf fund, it can go up to crores of rupees from here. Now what I'm trying to tell you, it was before it was a problem, but today looking at ANRF funding, the RDI funding coming, 100 lakh crore rupees now the government is declared. And ANRF is funding coming up so huge way. So manufacturing fund, bioboundaries fund, all sort of funds available in our country now. Others are looking at us, how it is possible. So in the nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you, funding is never an issue in a country. And today, KIIT is so fortunate to really access to support more than 300 innovations, giving each 50 lakhs of rupees grant through BIRAC and other ministries. Imagine it is going up and up, not down. So I think that's the message.
So a follow-up question for that would be what scheme do you think is the most underutilized for early stage startups or founders, which they miss out or they don't know about?
No, I think this is itself will take a lot of time, but in nutshell, I can tell you a journey of his innovators. So you have to be very practical in nature. So students, they come, they talk about the concepts and they talk about the valuations. Let me tell you, valuation never done on concepts. It's done on the maturity of technology, what you're building up. Now, if you really want to take the journey, you must start with fellowships, EIR fellowships, DDIR fellowship, from the MATE fellowships, large number of 1,000 fellowships available in the country, and people don't know about it because they are very ignorant. But others are taking use of it. Now, once you build it, then you do some things. You might get as students, BTech pass students, can get a grant of 50 lakhs of rupees from the government to take your ideas to the next level. So what I'm trying to tell you, fundings are many from all ministries. Let's not talk about funds, but only talk about what exactly you are trying to solve. What is your problem statement? If I solve it, is it got any client to take, or how much they're going to pay for it? How much its scale it can happen, or it is only for Bhubaneswar or for Odisha or for India or for the globe. If these are the things happen, a lot of international funding coming into picture, including CSR fund. You're very happy to know many of my startup companies, they're getting CSR fund, multi-crores. They must take advantage of it. Let's not only get into the government, the public sector. Let's go to the corporates, the CSR funds. Bigger industries putting a lot of funds to support innovations through incubation center like KTBI. And that's what I think. I'm so happy today because the government has opened up a lot of CSR funding for this incubation ecosystem. I think startups can take advantage of it and they will never complain about funds.
I think that tells us that there's no lack of funds. It's just ideation and execution part where it all lies.
Yes.
Sir, another question would be for early stage startup founders, what roadmap should they follow?
See, before I think today when I meet these startups, I see a fashion of they come with a visiting card and they say CEO, founder, MD, all names they put. But the biggest, I think, the message to all these startups that where is the team, and if the team is not there, how can you take it to the next level? So every startup should build their own path. They should not copy and paste. What happens in Bangalore might not work in Bhubaneswar. What resource you find there, you might find here. What problem are you solving? Is it very localized or very nationalized or very globalized? So these are the different things they must learn, and these they fail. I have seen many, because I'm just telling my experience. So out of this, so many startups, they come to us with ideas, but there is no concrete plan. What they do, how can they take it further? Where they do get funds, and they talk things in air. So nothing happens in air. You need to really create a platform to make it happen. So they must bring a holistic picture. of collaborations, cooperation, and convergence. If they bring it, I think many of these ideas with the individuals will go to next level of enterprise creation. So that's the message. Don't go alone. Go with your mentors, with the right team, and take the right problem statements. I think funding is never an issue, and go to the right platform like us, KTBI, and you'll grow and fly soon.
So I think that tells us ki how the recent trend is people find it very cool or appealing to have founder and CEO of so and so startup or company, but they forget ki they have to create real impact and actually solve a real problem. So what do you think? How can someone build clarity and reduce the time between ideation and execution for their idea?
Yeah, I think, as I said, I'm from an incubation ecosystem, and some of the incubation ecosystem run very structured program for this. I think let us first educate ourselves that what a problem statement to pick up, because I might come with several problem statements. So there, people make mistakes. So they come with problem statements, start solving it, get funding, get family funding, and all. Then they say, "Oh, it is not going to work." Now, these should not have happened because you do not have much of awareness, insights, exposure. So, masters classes are run by Incubator. We run it very regularly, and we have several programs where we run from ideation camp to business plan to prototyping to immersion program, ignition programs. And I will suggest this as incubation or the innovation leadership or the startups to go to this master's class, learn, and then start thinking what I need to start with. You might spend more time on fixing your problem statements, but you should not put less time to bring more, number of problem statements to work on, because every work has got expenditure, and you keep on spending money, but then you realize it is not going to work out. So that's the message I want to give. These are not rocket science. These are only how clear you are to learn and how clear you are to be coachable, and you must have clarity that this, if I take these problem statements, I have bigger client portfolio and I can go to national and global platforms. So these, you need to bring a new lens to look at this. Don't look at from academic lens of, if I build a project, I get good marks. Here there is no marks. Nobody's going to give you marks. You're going to raise funding, going to get the best solutions. People must accept it. So these are the message I want to give to the startup.
Sir, how do you view the overall growth of Odisha's startup ecosystem?
So I'm here from 2007 in Odisha, and nothing was there probably. And I have seen that 2009 we started KTBI 9 and 10, and today we're very happy. If I look at the startup Odisha ecosystem, government of Odisha is coming with a lot of schemes to support in terms of fellowships, prototyping grant, and all, or the need-based grant. But even if you look at KTBI, has attracted more international or the national level grant like big scheme and DST Nidhi schemes to really create startups out of Odisha. You'll be very happy to know that today the most manufacturing startup of Odisha all belongs to our portfolio. With government of Odisha, the startup Odisha support, I think these are creating larger ecosystem. We have OHub in Bhubaneswar, very nearby, and then the other schemes and other institutions building up incubation ecosystem to support. So which was not there in 2010, today I see it has really jumped, and it is still growing. I think all ministries coming forward, central ministries also supporting. I think Odisha in the real rise of startup ecosystem in the country will take some more time to build ourselves like Hyderabad, Pune, but more institutions need to come forward with a new mindset of innovations and entrepreneurship creation. It needs a lot of vision. So that's what I think KTBI is talking to others. And we're very happy today KTBI is now reaching out to all eastern and northeastern part of India on behalf of government to help them to create the authentic incubation ecosystem like KTBI is today known in the country. So that's what I think we are doing. Odisha ecosystem is now growing and growing, and new schemes are coming up, new funds are coming up, semiconductor policy, all I think it's the right time Odisha is going to rise and shine.
I think coming to Odisha specifically, Odisha has a long, strategically important coastal region. So, what is the importance of blue economy over here, and how is it getting new opportunities over here?
Yeah, I think this is what I think blue economy is very close to my heart. And as a innovation enabler, startups, or as a chairman of our Bhubaneswar City Knowledge Clusters, we map the region. So what you realize, having a large coastline of Odisha, we have not done much in this sector, and that's what called blue economy. How do you use marine ecosystem to create new economy in the region? We have mining, we have agriculture, but let me tell you today, the statistics says if we use our coastal ecosystem and bring new perspective in blue economy, this economy is going to be much bigger than mining economy. So that's why the Bhubaneswar cluster, KTBI, and coming together to organize several events. In the blue economy, we had last national, international one, a very large gathering happened. And in 13th, 14th of March 2026, we are going to host Global Summit of Blue Economy. And this will be the biggest event in blue economy in the country, where 100 startups of India who are into blue economy will be showcasing there, and you will see who is who of the country and the globe will be there, including ministers, parliamentarians, your startups founder, bigger corporates, ports, shipping industries, bringing bureaucracy of many states, 7 coastal states will come and join. I think blue economy has a lot to offer. And if you look at our places like Chilika, Bhitarkanika, a lot of ecological hotspots, and their startups can find the right platform to deploy their technology to see that the climate impact adaptation is happening properly, and these guys are going to grow. So blue economy is an area where you can talk about marine agriculture, let's say fish culture, prawns, seaweed cultivations, mangroves, underwater surveillance, offshore energies, marine plastics, management. These all are going to bring a new economy for our state. I think we could see that Odisha is very close to Andhra. If you look at the Odisha Andhra coastline, you never know. We might build Odisha Andhra Blue Economy Corridor, and I'm very, I'll be very happy that if Odisha can be the launch pad for Blue Economy. We are trying hard with all stakeholders from Odisha, from India, and from the globe. And just to tell you, already there are 17 countries delegations will be coming in this 13 to 14 March 2026. I request those who are interested in blue economy must join. You will see the innovations happening so greatly out of Odisha, out of India for the globe in the sector of blue economy.
So blue economy does have a lot of potential.
Oh yes.
Sir, so next would be what would be your message to young founders, entrepreneurs, leaders, anyone who dreams to build something impactful? So what would be your message for them?
See, the message would be dreaming big is allowed in India now. So you must dream big, but with a lot of content and clarity. And that's what my message to all young co-founders of the companies. They do not run after the fame or the name. This will automatically follow you if your content is so good. Don't go after connections. Content builds connections.
Yeah.
I always came here into KIIT, got support from KIIT, from Samantaji, but we started building content. Today our content is so powerful that even the national institution, they come to us to learn what innovation means, what incubation means. The biggest infrastructure, the biggest team, 106-member team. So dreaming big is allowed. I was dreaming with my team, but creating a lot of content on it. The strength, the clarity, the vision. What I'm speaking today, my other colleagues are speaking very close to me or better than me. They have the clarity, what they want to achieve. I think that's where you have to bring clarity, that what solution you are bringing, how your team is aligned. If you are going fast, others are not following you. I think when you look back, there is no army with you. So that's the message I want to give you. Don't run after money of investments. It will follow you if your content is so good.
I think one thing that is free is dreaming big. You can always dream big. It doesn't charge you. Sir, I'd like to end at a note which directly speaks to our listeners and audience. After years of your experience, what are some of your core learnings?
My learning was that don't get disappointed by things are not happening, because you need to accept with clarity or with much of simple as that you've not worked hard on that. So rather complaining on others, throwing the response on others, we need to first find out what I have done, where I have got wrong. I think most of us, including me, we've done mistakes in those and started complaining about others. So let's not complain about others, because system is like this, ecosystem. You cannot change everyone. So how far I have done work on this so that others listen to me and they got convinced. So let us not talk same thing to everyone in a similar pace, because everybody needs to listen other things. So that clarity of talking and the content of talking is also missing in many of us. So that's the message I want to give. My learning was, when I went to people, I talked the same thing to everyone. It was not working. So I learned quickly on that. And third thing is that, whatever you do not get satisfied. You should be unsatisfied soul. Once you say I have done enough, things will start collapsing or you will not go up. And the biggest learning which I have today is, and which is my strength today, that whatever you do, but anything people appreciate you and encourages you, anything, listen, but remain simple, humble, grounded. If you do that, everything is going to follow you.
So before we wrap up, a quick rapid fire round. Any book or phrase that changed your thinking or mindset?
As I said, let's simple, humble, grounded. I think that's the thing phrase I can tell you. I read books, mostly scientific books. I don't read much of the other books, but that is my negative quality, I can tell you. I work hard, but I always dream with a lot of content. So I spend more time, morning, early morning, evening, and night is more about dreaming. And I write my own concept and the content on my diary or today on the iPhone. But I don't read much of the books. So I always look for people whom I can take as my model, and I follow them, I learn from them, experience them, and then I start my, because if you follow textbooks or the books, they are always guiding you in one direction. But if you open up and think with analytical minds, I think you can be different kind as compared to only following books. So this phrase I can tell you, whatever you do, remain simple, humble, grounded, you will win everywhere.
That's great, sir. Next question would be, as a researcher, if you had one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, definitely. A superpower means I'm always looking for, can I make something to the people, those who are not having hair or losing hair. And that is the thing, even I have lost my hair. I'm always saying, can I do something for these people apart from talking about cancer, diabetes? But this is what a bigger impact, because today I don't want to be without hair. Can I bring certain topical applications which will bring hair to me? I think it's possible. I just met somebody and we're discussing on that, on some stem cells. So
Right. The next would be, if you could live back 1 week of your student life, what would you do differently?
oh, in these conditions, like
Any time
okay,
of
I think hopefully I could have that time. See, I used to play cricket. I was the most notorious student, and today I have to be more disciplined because I'm in leadership positions. If I were a student, I'd have really done something unusual, just to be a student, to make mistakes, but limits. So I would have skipped classes, bunked classes. I would have gone to the forest and do some picnic. And that I was always loved for. I don't do these days because I don't have time.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. This conversation has been truly incredible and very insightful. I'm sure our listeners have a lot to take from this. Thank you for joining us on the FED
Thank you
Kaiit
so
Show.
much.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.